If you're a consistent viewer of the channel, you understand all of my videos have a hint of personal development involved which you can apply to improve your own life. So you might be thinking to yourself right now, how in the world can Keijo have something like this? Keijo is all about girls who fight using their boobs and butt, not personal development. And that's why in this video, you will learn exactly why Keijo is a masterpiece in personal growth. And make sure you stay till the end of the video for an actionable piece of advice you can implement into your life today. Oh, and one more thing, this video does contain spoilers, more clips than anything, but there's a few little background bits and pieces that also have the spoilers in it. So if you guys haven't watched Keijo or want to watch Keijo, just go watch one of my other videos. I hope you guys enjoy. To start this out, you're gonna have to understand that you're going to want to not care what others think. Can you imagine for 1 second, just imagine with me, close your eyes if you need to, or watch this if you want to, either one works. Think to yourself of how hard it would be to tell your parents that you want to be a Keijo fighter. Obviously, I know most of my viewers are males, so this might be a little bit difficult, but just think for a second, like what happens if you were to tell your parents that you are somebody that wants to fight in an arena on a land against other girls using only your boobs, using only your boobs and your butt? Can you imagine how difficult and how much courage that would take to be able to step up and tell somebody that? Like, it's easy to go out and play football and soccer and golf and go to the gym and do gymnastics and diving and whatever sport you may want to be doing. That's easy. But being out there showing your boobs and your butt off to the entire world, like, I mean, obviously there's thoughts on Instagram and TikTok that are doing that right now. And maybe their parents know, maybe their parents don't. But it takes courage to do something incredible in life. It takes courage and the responsibility of that courage to be able to want to actually achieve something great. If you don't have that courage to want to go out into the world and fight for what you want to do and fight for your chance to win at something that you could excel at because you're worried of what other people might think, I'm sorry to tell you, but you're going to fail every single time. Because when you worry too much about what others are thinking of you and you worry too much of how the world is going to perceive you because you are doing things that go against the grain of what society tells you you are supposed to do, you're going to have problems. Those problems, they might not be obviously seen at the beginning, but they're going to be seen later in your life. They're going to be seen in things that you do with your relationships, with your kids, with your family, with the work that you're doing, because you didn't take the risk in the beginning because you didn't have enough courage to go do what you wanted to go do in your life. So that's number one, you guys, with the why Keijo was such a masterpiece. You have to not care about what others think of you in order to reach that level of success that you want in your life by doing the work that you want to do. The second piece of advice that I can offer to you guys from Keijo is you want to be someone like Nozomi. She was obviously gifted with this very rare talent called the vacuum butt cannon. And that's something that only a very few small people can use, but it is very, very dangerous and can possibly ruin your career and make it so you can never be a pro Keijo fighter, which that's exactly what Nozomi's dream was, is to become a pro. So when her coach told her that this trick of hers would require massive amounts of work and you should never do something like this because you could possibly break your hip and have a lot of you just wouldn't be able to do what you wanted to do with your life. And it scared Nozomi at first, but she's like, you know, I don't want to. And this ties back into the first point, is she had to have the courage to make sure that she was willing to give up possibly losing her career over a broken hip due to the fact that she was using the vacuum butt cannon too much. But that's why her coach saw her and noticed when she was able to bow her head and be like, yo, coach, I need you to let me do this because I want to become a pro no matter the cost. And that's what that's what's required for success in life, is you have to do whatever it takes at no matter the cost. So when she was told to put on this this was where she had to train extra hard. She had to put in way more work than anybody else because this suit, it was so tight and revealing and sexy looking. Oh my god, you guys, like, you have no idea. When you look at her, you just expect her to be normal, like wearing the suit, but no, she can barely move, she can't walk, she can't fight, she can't do anything because the suit was so tight and her muscles hadn't been built up to the point to where they could withstand the amount of strain and constant power that she was going to be needing to exert to be able to use this vacuum butt cannon time and time again whenever it came to battle. And that's the lesson, you guys, or that's what you at least got to know. You have to work hard for something that you want. You have to work your ass off. Like Nozomi, she was training in the dark. Her friend too, also Sayaka, Sayaka. I should really learn how to pronounce Japanese names better, especially having an animated YouTube channel, but I'll work on it, you guys, I promise. Otherwise I'll just have maybe one of you guys voice it. That would be pretty cool. We'll see. Anyway, they both worked in the dark. They worked when nobody else was working. They worked when everybody else was sleeping. They knew what they had to do to be able to reach the goals of becoming a pro, of being able to stand up against the pro competitors in their school because they wanted to be on the same level as them. Obviously, they had to do this by looking at other people's strengths, by training in the dark, by working harder than anybody else because they didn't have an innate talent, unlike everybody else on the squad did. Like this one girl, she has these things like, love this part, called the titty hypnosis, and all she really does is she just like sways her tits back and forth, and all of a sudden people are hypnotized and they fall in the water. She had that innate gifted talent because her boobs were so big. Obviously, Sayaka and Nozomi, their boobs weren't that big, so they didn't have that luxury. So Nozomi had to figure out how to get her vacuum butt cannon working just as much as Sayaka had to figure out how to use her judo skills in these matches so that her father would be proud of her, because she didn't have that innate talent. They've just had to train hard over the years to be able to reach the place that they're in right now. And if that's what you guys are at right now, if you're stuck doing something, or you're worried about how you aren't making it so far, you're struggling at the gym, you're struggling talking with new girls or making new friends or whatever it may be, just remember you have to be putting in that work outside of what you're actually doing. So like you have to be watching YouTube videos about lifting, you need to be reading books or listening to podcasts, listen to other people talk so you can be better at it. So like watching my video right now, this should be helping you hopefully expand your horizon and what you can do in your normal day-to-day life. The final point that I want to make with why Keijo is a masterpiece in personal development is because it talks a lot about teamwork. The main reason why the other God damn it. Why the other school lost was due to the fact that they weren't being a team player. Like just look at their number 1/number 2 team player. Obviously she butted off one of their own team players because she's like, no, I'm the one that's in charge. I'm the one that's gonna win. I want to do it on my own. Can't do that. You got to do what the other school was doing, what Nozomi's school was doing. You have to do it in a team working manner. If you're trying to go about everything on your own and you want to do everything by yourself, you're never going to make a success out of life. You have to be willing to work together with others, be able to lift each other up. So like when they're training in the river, like you can see Nozomi, she's struggling, but she's like watching the other person because she's like, I'm gonna be a team player. I want to make sure that I'm doing what the pro is doing. She sees what they're doing. She's walking, she's knocking sticks away with their boobs, but then she fails a few times and she starts to think, she's like, what is this pro doing that I could do to make myself better? And then she finds out some things, but it doesn't really work all that well. So then the pro, she takes her over to this turnip field and she has to pull turnips out with her butt. God, I know, I love this. It's so much fun. The thing is though, she doesn't know how to do it. She keeps breaking them time and time and time again until one of her other teammates comes over, gives her a small little hint, not much, but just a little bit, and she does it on her very first try. So Nozomi, she's like, you know, maybe if I like listen to my team members and I do what my team members do and I learn from them, then maybe I can have like a success in becoming a pro Keijo fighter. And that's what you see throughout this whole series. Like even a few of her other friends too, they do the exact same thing. They're like, all right, I'm going to make sure that my friends succeed. Nozomi. So Nozomi really helps out Kazuke, Kazane. I don't even think I said that even close to right. With figuring out her skill with in like episode 2 with like the beach volleyballs, she understands that she's really, really good. They also understand that Kazane is really good at being able to absorb people's like skills and butts just by touching them. So they give her the ability to be able to reach and obtain that new skill because they're like, we are part of a team, so we're gonna work together. And there's Mio. Mio, obviously, she's the badass that can do the titty hypnosis, and they use that in other team work abilities, kind of. Not so much, but she's in the final battle, and she makes sure that the other friend doesn't get knocked off because she's gonna be the actual opponent. So you see all these team players, they work together. Where the other school, they don't work together, and that's what brings down their initial downfall in the end. So just make sure you guys work together as a team, no matter what you're doing. Like if you're at the gym, need a spot, work together as a team. If you are being friends, make sure you're being friends together and not doing everything on your own. Like ask for help, ask people to give you a hand of reviewing whatever needs to be done. That's why like I ask you guys to like leave comments down below. I'm like, let me know how I can improve, or even sending DMs on Instagram. I'm like, how can I improve my content to make sure that it's better for you? Because I'm here for each and every one of you. I want to make sure that you guys can improve your life so that you can have more fulfillment and happiness, because I didn't understand about this world until I was like in college, and when I found out about it, I was like, oh my god, this is absolutely amazing. So I'm trying to help you guys find out or understand it as well, and hopefully it works. That being said, let me give you guys that little piece of actionable advice that you can implement into your own world from the point of Keijo. The thing you're going to want to realize is nobody cares. Nobody will notice or have anything to say about what you do as long as you're doing what makes you happy. And it may take some time to understand this, but go out and do what you want to do with your life. You want to watch anime? You want to do personal development? You want to make new friends? You want to work on YouTube? You want to do whatever you want to go do? Just go do it. Nobody cares. Like, the world is your oyster and you get to decide who you are and what you can do and who you can be. All you have to do is just start making that choice and then thinking about it consistently, and eventually you'll reach that point and you'll thank me for it later. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please smash the like button, as it helps out my channel and just knows that you guys at least made it to the end of the video. Also, I would really appreciate it if you guys just, had a wonderful week, had a wonderful day, and just enjoyed living the life to the fullest, and I'll see you guys in the next one.